Hey everyone, welcome back to my game Untergrund, which was a suggestion by Isometric8, who probably doesn't follow the YouTube channel but was kindly enough to suggest it, so thank you very much, and if you're watching, leave a comment, let me know. Well, so much has happened really since we were last here. So I have 6 layouts now, including a base layout. Now the idea is these base layouts are going to be like save bits, so you get through the first 3, you get to the first base level, which is where you meet the first NPC character, and this will be a kind of like, if you save it here, which the save is actually at the end of layout 3 right here, this will then start the next sequence of levels, so there'll be a kind of linear progression, so you won't have to redo. If you die, you can continue from wherever the next base is. So I've got layout 1, 2 and 3 followed by the first base layer, and I've also got layout 4, layout 5, which includes a puzzle where you have to get the elevator to work by finding the correct path through these wire bits, I suppose, for lack of a better phrase. And then layout 6, which is a little bit more of an action level where you have to successfully wall jump from left to right, navigating this descent with spiders that crawl up. And this is my little spider guy. He just has 3 frames of animation and 2 little beady eyes. I've added some new plant types. We've got this little thing here. I don't know what it is, but it has a little animation, as do all of them. It just kind of bobs there, and then obviously the water algae and the flower. And I've added a health regeneration fruit. So I suppose it's kind of like an apple plant, but sort of a heart-shaped thing. I don't know if it works, it might, but you can pick them, and I've set animations to display whether you've picked it once or twice. There's only 3 basic enemies in the game now. You've got the turtle enemy, which is predominant from layout 2 onwards, and then I've added in the spider enemy, and I'm going to slowly start adding in more and more little enemies, and then at the end of the next base, so I'll put base 2 in after layout 6, and then there'll be layout 7, 8, 9, and then the 3rd base will be the boss of this section of the cave. And then I think when you beat the boss, which might be, I don't know, a big worm that comes out of the ground, I haven't really decided yet, but if you've got any suggestions for boss ideas, then you know where to stick those suggestions right down in the comments. So how does it all work? I had a comment in the last video asking how I was able to get the smooth transition for ascending and descending the wall climbing ledges. I've really got 2 sprites that are set to invisible to control this. I've got a descend ledge and a grab ledge. So depending on whether you're moving up or down, these will become relevant. I've just got a tile background here called climb ledge, and this is just a small 8x8 with a bit of a pattern on it, which just extends up and down the wall. I'll control all of this in my keyboard controls group, and this is a bit of a meaty one. If you open this up, there's a lot of events in here, and I will be lying if I said it didn't get me confused at some point while trying to program in all the different mechanics. Having the states definitely helps, but sometimes when you've got 2 conflicting states and it's not working, it can be a bit of a nightmare to go back and figure out what's conflicting. That's why I like to comment at the top for what block of events controls what mechanics. So if we're overlapping the grab ledge up, which is this one here, so as we're moving up, if we're overlapping that and we're not already climbing up, if we're holding W, which is the key to move up, and then we're not doing any of these states, then we're going to trigger once, set the state to climb up to, and I've set every single animation to the exact same name as the states. So when I say set state to climb up to, if I go and show you player animation sprite, the climb up to animation exactly worded the same, and then I've just got that 5 frame animation which will play, And I've simply just got an every tick event that says every tick set the state to set the animation to the state. So when I change the state, it automatically changes the animation. So we set that state to climb up to, which plays that animation. Then I can disable the 8 direction and re-enable the platform. Then I've got a little condition under here which checks to see whether I'm on the right or left side. And all I've done with the grab ledge is I've set it an instance variable called L, and then another one called R, so it checks. So if I go back to this one's obviously the right sided one, so you can see over here on instant variables I've just changed the side to R, and then when they're on the left I change it to L, and then that enables me to set the player animation mirrored or not. And then if we come down here, I've got an event that says that when that climb up to animation is finished, I'll set the state, which also sets the animation, back to idle. I will continue to disable the 8 direction, enable the platform behavior, and then I'm going to pick the nearest grab ledge up, which is the one we've just transitioned to or through, and then I'm going to set the player's Y value to that grab ledge up's Y position -4, so it doesn't get stuck on the in the middle of the wall. So I pop it up just above, and then it kind of like drops down just a tad onto the ground. If you're finding it interesting how I'm piecing this thing together, or you like the video, please feel free to drop a like, leave some comments, follow me on Twitter/X for more regular updates on the game. If you want to help support my work and get access to a whole bunch of free content, there is a Patreon link in the description. Feel free to check that out. And speaking of Patreons, I'd like to give a massive thank you and a shout out to Foozle CC, Olivier Bernier, Amari Lewis, Endmark Games, Just Matt, Tor Hamak Alexanderson, Martin K, 8-Bit Gamer, Davey Wagnerop, John Allegrezza, Dan, Focus Hero, and XHX IAIEIN. Thanks so much for supporting the Patreon and the YouTube channel. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit subscribe, and if you want to get a free trial to Construct 3, which is the game engine that I'm using, there's a link in the description.